41 million Americans have already cast their ballots through early voting. How do you interpret this high early vote turnout, and what does it indicate about voter engagement compared to previous elections, sir?
It indicates that there is a change in the United States in that a lot of people, to avoid the long wait and crowd of Election Day, have decided to vote early.
Why is this
And
change, sir, at this point? Because of the inflation, because of the economic situation in the United States, because of the immigrants, because of what abortion, because of all the
no,
the
no,
issues.
it's
Why is this?
actually I think it's actually much more practical in that depending on where you live in the United States, the geographic zone where you live determines how long it takes you to vote. In other words, there are some districts where when you arrive, you have to wait in line for 2 to 3 hours to cast a ballot, and others where you wait in line for 2 minutes. And so, and people that live in highly congested areas and they would be much more likely to pre-vote. And in some cases, don't forget, the other thing we see in the United States is our population is aged. We have a lot more senior citizens. In some states, automatically mail ballots to people over a certain age, like over age 64, whatever that would be. And so automatically people who are much older would then be voting by mail. So I just think it's part of it. I think honestly that it goes back to COVID and to the elections that were held in that time, and more options were coming forward for voters. Now, in truth, it makes it much more complicated because if people are standing in line and they're showing an ID, then it's the way that voting has always been done in the past. So this is new, and to be honest, I don't think that all the implications are widely understood. It gets politicized by both sides. But the problem is that, yeah, we have changed the way we vote in the United States. And also, part of it may be a good thing because if you're voting early, generally you tend to vote more deliberately.
Does this always happen, sir, or it's the first time to happen voting early?
No, it happened in the last election. Like I said, the really major change in the United States has nothing to do with partisanship, but more with the reaction to COVID and running elections during the pandemic and trying to find alternative ways for Americans to cast their ballot. So this is not really, it has no, it's not an indicator of our economy. It's not an indicator of partisanship. We have other indicators of that, but this is just the natural unfolding of our domestic political, institutions in responding to the pandemic.